Our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are within the city of Sangan, preparing for their journey into the Morag jungle. To start with, you had decided to change up your attire to be a bit more inconspicuous, gathering various hunter clothing to blend in. You then decide to do some exploration of the town. Not heavily, mind you, just enough to get your bearing on some of the main areas. After which, you had looked at a job board to see various jobs, getting a few that piqued your interest, including a draconic creature that had been spotted, and a poor farmer whose sheep appeared to be getting attacked by wolves. After a few delays and buying out the entire stock of a bakery, you proceeded to the garrison up in the Vagrant Plateau to get more information about the draconic creature. Apparently it had been spotted for a few weeks, and a particular hunter had actually spotted it and reported it. So, you have then decided to leave and head back down to the Reed District for whatever is next on your plan. And that is where we left off. So, if I remember correctly, Mev was heading down to the Reed District and everyone else was doing some shopping at the Skyward Markets, if I recall?
I think so. That's where we left it, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, because I remember I think we ended a bit early when the shopping group were looking at the Palindrome's party as well, because you were saying like, oh, let's wait for it to be experienced later on. So I guess, shopping team, what are you doing, since you're the bigger group?
Not quite sure. Anna, what do you reckon?
I don't remember. I know it was Nate's stuff that we were shopping for, I think.
Yeah, we were getting cooking stuff. We were going to do clothes. Um,
We could just start with Peach's stuff as we think about what the fuck it was.
Yeah, we can do that.
I mean, I don't particularly have anything, considering that they're fucking shopping right now when we were supposed to do shit. And Mev can't exactly go out on her own to, like, go and do this stuff. So, really, she's just waiting at the Reed District for these guys to, I don't know, figure out that they had things to do.
That's fair. In which case, I guess Aki doesn't really need to buy anything as a necessity, so he will, unless anyone else needs to buy something, he's probably going to head back.
Okay. An apron is fairly simple to find. You can get one for 2 silver.
2 silver for an apron.
You're in an area that used to be for the higher class, so... Alrighty. So if that's the case, after a handful of time getting the various spices that you wanted and an apron, you all quickly return down to the Reed District, where, just a little bit off the grind, where you can see Mevalair is waiting for you all. don't go tripping over yourselves to communicate with what you're doing.
Come on, Aki, you're the party leader. Let's go.
I am. Wait. Sorry, it's been 2 weeks. I'm rusty. Yeah. Aki will say, well, I say, well,
Time.
Sorry. Apologies for that. Apologies for that slight detour. Right, so, in terms of business, what should we be endeavoring upon first? Should we should see if we can track down this hunter?
Mev has just been waiting there for a while, and you can see the increased look of annoyance on her face. And when you say that without even, like, so much as a greeting, even, she just stares at you for the longest time. And then she seems to click it in herself to just do what she always does. She gives you a smile. Are you sure you don't have anything else to do? I'll take it by your silence that you do not have anything left. We were going to go and meet the herder to go talk about what he saw. We don't really have a lot of information on the Reed district, so I was hoping that maybe we could go out there and scout, at least. Maybe we'll see something notable while we're out there. Or we could just head over to the hunter now since we're here. Though we don't really know where he is. We have to play scavenger.
You know, I suppose a small sojourn into the nearby countryside could be quite nice. So perhaps we
Where did they say, like, I guess who did they say, like, knows the hunter? The general store, maybe?
They said...
To, like, look there?
Yeah, they said, like, some of the shop owners in the Reed district that a hunter might potentially use a lot.
Okay, did they give a description of this guy?
Of the hunter?
Yeah.
No, they gave you a name, Aiden.
Aiden, okay. You say that Aki, and Mev completely turns around, ignores you, and goes into the first general store that she sees.
Okay.
She goes up, just not even really looking at anything. She's on a fucking mission. And she leans over the counter. Who does she see?
You see a male kobold. Looks to be very old, like the kobold equivalent of his 60s. He's wearing what looks to be like a scratchy, like, set of shirt and pants. They're not in particular, like, poor quality, but they're, you know, they've got a lot of wear and tear on them.
Okay. Yeah, Mev puts her hands on the counter, leans over a little bit. Excuse me, I'm looking for a hunter man. His name is Aiden. Have you seen anything like that?
I know of an Aiden. What do you want with Aiden?
Oh, I'm trying to get more information on a, what do they call it? A mark or something? Some sort of animal, that he saw.
Right, okay, yeah, is it something, like, business related, or...?
Does that matter to you?
Well, it's not every day you see a bunch of armed folk coming about asking for people, and usually when they do, they're bad news.
Oh, yes, I can see how I kind of look intimidating. She nods, like, not a thought behind those eyes. She smiles. I assure you, I'm just looking for information.
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Four. Well, Aiden comes around here, but couldn't tell you where he is.
Yeah? Is he lying to me?
Insight check. He's telling a half-truth.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like he doesn't know exactly where Aiden is or lives, but has a decent idea.
I see. Are you sure you don't have any clue?
I mean, he comes round here every now and then to restock on rations.
Mm-hmm.
He's you can sort of see like the shopkeeper's sort of like shrinking a little bit as you just sort of like essentially burning holes into him. There's a I know he lives fairly nearby, like the mines and such. Not too sure where, given we're at the Grindway. Maybe there's a friend I know, Finch at the Broken Axle. You could maybe ask him. He's he probably deals a lot with Aiden quite a bit. Please stop staring at me like that.
Fantastic. Another name. Mev looks pleased and finally breaks her gaze.
Dale, my name's Dale.
Dale, thank you for the information. She tosses a platinum. She walks out.
He really is near the mines.
Thank you. Mev heads to the group. We need to talk to Finch. I think that's what they said.
Yep, at the Broken Axle. I think some of you've been there before already. The previous day, like looking at weaponry or something like that, if I recall.
I think so, because we went for one of Aki's things, right?
Yeah, I forget who it was, but I'm fairly sure that you walked by the Broken Axle once before.
Yep. Okay.
Because it was one where it had like a relatively clean house, but the forge area was like caked with coal dust and metal shavings, and that there was sort of like almost like a drive-through door, but obviously made of wood instead of glass.
Yeah.
So is that nearby here, or is that up?
That's still in the Reed district, but it's closer to the mining area, the ores magnet.
All right. Yeah. Then Mev says that, and she starts walking towards the mines.
Okay. I assume everyone else follows?
Yep.
Sure.
Okie dokie. So, because you've been there before, it's relatively simple to find. You find that, again, messy outdoor furnace with the wooden door. The door is closed, but it does have a sign next to it saying to knock for service.
Okay. Mev knocks.
It's a few seconds before the door's sort of like, not so much slid off as more as it's like removed and put to the side. You see a rugged human man, looking to be maybe in his mid-30s. He's wearing, like, some typical blacksmith overalls, barring the gloves, so he sort of, like, leans on the window. Well, the opening of the window, I guess. Like, hello?
Hello, sir. I know this isn't your usual request, but I'm looking for Aiden, Hunterman. I was wondering if you saw him.
Yeah, I've
Before
seen...
he says anything, she jingles her purse a little bit.
You know, I'm curious to ask, but at the same time, So, like, looks down at the coin pouch again. It's like, I've seen an Aiden. Good lad he is. Came here to repair a few arrows. You sort of see an act of your passive insight. You can see a bit of mischievousness, like a mischievous glint. It's like, oh, you know, maybe my memory's not as good as it used to be, though. So, like, gives
Insight.
make an insight check.
Yeah. Okay, it's...
He's somewhat conflicted at the moment, but he's more leaning towards the fact that you are somebody who clearly has money that is asking for a person. And he wants... It seems like he's wanting something from you first.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mev rolls her eyes and she takes out 2 plat. Information first.
Oh, right. Okay. So, like, looks around. It's like, yeah, Hayden's, he's got a little house near the Ores Magnet. He sometimes does a bit of work there, but he's mostly a hunter by trade. He sort of, because it would take too long to sort of, like, describe the entirety, so he gives you the directions to Aiden's house. It's like, well, if you want to speak with him, here, he sort of, like, quickly hands you a bundle of arrows. This is what he's asked me for. Just say you're a delivery person and they'll let you in. He's gone a bit cautious recently.
Do you know why?
Apparently, did something to the wrong people. He's a bit worried.
No wonder people have been so cautious. And Mev gives him the platinum.
Pleasure doing business with you, lass. So, like, quickly pockets it.
Thank you. Mev turns to the group, slings, the bundle of arrows on her shoulder. Well?
Oh, for a second I thought you were going to, just fling the bundle this vaguely in our direction and then walk off.
It would have been funny.
Here, associates, hold these.
You are the knaves now. Mev just, clicks her finger, the glamour wears off, and it's Nemesis.
Oh, Jesus Christ, imagine.
Oh, that's good.
I could go, well, to the mines then?
Well, we got directions to his house.
Yeah, it's near the mines, but it's not actually at the mines.
Yeah. Mev just rolls her shoulders a little bit.
Something...
This is a side you haven't seen to her before.
This is fucking business, Nev.
Yeah. All right, she. Yeah.
Aki'll go. There was something concerningly unscrupulous about that fellow. Perhaps.
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, I'm not sure. Perhaps.
He just wanted money.
Well, yes, but isn't it a bit morally concerning if someone simply asks for information with a goodness of intent, and the one thing they ask for is remuneration? Isn't that suspicious? As a mark against their character?
Of course it's suspicious, but then who cares? People are just kind of like that. You toss some coin in their direction and they squeal.
Well, but he was the instigator. He was the one who asked for it in the first place, wasn't he?
Not really. I kind of didn't exactly hide it.
But surely, did you think perhaps appealing to a better goodness, the fact that we're here doing with a decent end, we don't mean harm to the person we're trying to find. We just simply need information from him. Surely by appealing to that, you could have gotten the same end.
Not really, because the last person I talked to was real cautious about me. I figured the Satan guy was probably wrapped up in something scummy.
I mean, to give the other fellow credit from the sounds of both your intonation and his responses, I believe you may have been possibly doing that on purpose.
It can be both.
So interesting. Interesting how you wish to hide perhaps the intimidating factor of your being until it's useful for you.
Is this intimidating? Mev, you can tell she looks the part of the fool. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
How's everyone else looking at this conversation?
That's business. That's business.
No, my circus, not my monkey.
What do you mean? It is your monkey.
Are you currently a monkey?
Fucking.
I mean, I haven't got polymorph yet, so no.
Then it's not my circus, not my monkey.
Kinley looks vacant. What kind of vacant? Like he does not want to be part of this kind of vacant, or like not a thought behind those eyes?
Is there a monkey with clapping cymbals in his brain?
Lights aren't. Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
So it isn't that he's like disassociating. It's that he's brainless. Okay.
No thoughts, just.
Yeah. No thoughts, head empty.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Then Mev's gonna go ahead and head down to the mines where Aiden's house is.
Okay. So, you follow the directions that were given to you by Finch. It sort of takes you parallel to the fencing that separates the Reed district from the mines. You sort of follow it a little bit off the path to a house. It's seen better days. It's definitely got like several cracks running through its stone. The glass is rather grimy. It still looks habitable, but definitely could do with a good cleanup.
Okay. Got it. to see he keeps himself in good stead.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
I said, well, it's good to see he keeps himself in good stead. This Aiden fella.
Is Aki being sarcastic?
Insight.
Insight. Maybe my rolls will get better over time. Nope.
You think Aki is... Yeah, you can tell, like... Yeah, I think with a 9, you could tell that, like, Aki's not being serious.
Alright. Mev just kind of, like, gives a nod. It wasn't that funny.
Not funny, didn't laugh.
And she goes to the door. She knocks.
Okay. There's a few minutes of silence before you hear the key being turned and the door opens, like, just a little bit, enough that you can see the individual on the other side. Doesn't appear to be Adam, appears to be a female human. So, like, yes? Who is it?
Hi, I'm from Finch's shop. I'm looking for Aiden for a delivery.
The arrow's right. One moment, please. Just closes the door. It's about another minute or two of silence before the doors, like, open properly. Standing in front of you now is a human male. Late 20s, roughly. He looks visibly tired. Rather wiry and such. You can see that he's got just a regular, like, sort of brown tunic on. Looking past him down the hallway, you can see the female human there sort of just working on something in what looks to be the kitchen. The interior is rather barren, though you do see what looks to be like maybe like a wolf pelt sort of like rug there. He's like, Finch didn't tell me that he was delivering the stuff to me. Are those my arrows?
They are. And Mev puts her hand just a little bit on the door frame, so he can't quite close it. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, though?
As you, like, put your hand on the door frame, you see his eyes sort of, like, there's definitely, like, a sudden wariness that creeps in. And you just sort of see him sort of, like, adjust his left hand to a little bit behind his back.
Yeah.
Who's asking? Who are you?
We're the Talaria. We're not part of whatever group you're running from, though I am quite curious about that. We're here to ask about the dragon you saw.
Right. The, sort of, like, gives you all a once-over. And so this is how you guys operate, then. You deliver and then come in onto the teeth.
No, it's just that you were unusually difficult to get a hold of. Also, we were planning to go out after this and possibly hunt a dragon, so... just happened to be an unfortunate coincidence.
So, like, looks you all... looks outside. I suppose you better come in, then. So, like...
Fantastic!
Steps back. Sort of like he quickly like heads over to the female and just whispers something at Aki because you can read lips. You hear him say,
Oh yeah.
"Go get Ruth. Get out of here just in case." What? I thought they said. Look, they said they're not. But if something happens to me, I don't want you in here when it happens. All right. She quickly like moves all the stuff off the fire and such, and quickly like leaves through a back door. He directs you through to a relatively cramped but cozy sitting room, and he just sort of like sits down on a stool that's nearby.
All right. Go ahead and take a place there.
What you also notice as well when he sort of like walked around is that there clearly is a sheathed dagger sort of just at the back of his hip that he was reaching towards. He still has his hand near it, but he's not grasping the hilt of it at the moment.
Yeah.
Aki sits down as well at the table. Is there enough room?
It's a little bit cramped, but there should be enough room for all of you to squeeze in.
Okay.
Okay. And Aki goes, says to Aiden, may I possibly tempt you with a cup of tea?
If you're offering.
It's his thing.
Anybody else?
I'll have some tea.
What about the person who let us in? Your mother, I presume?
That's my wife.
Oh, apologies.
No, she's gone to do some errands.
Right. Fair enough then. Give me 2 seconds. And he will, using a few spells, he will, he'll use combination of create water in his kettle, put some tea leaves in, and then do the...
He makes tea with magic.
And then use the Uncle Iroh thing of just like holding his hand up to the kettle and it heats up. And then Aki gets out. And then Aki goes, do you have any cups or other drinking vessels handy?
Yeah, there's a couple in the kitchen there.
Why, thank you. Do you mind if I?
Go ahead.
Thank you. And Aki will go and come back with the cups, and then sort of lay 3 out, one for him, one for Mev, and one for Aiden, and then he'll start pouring into the 3 cups. He'll take a seat and start sipping at it.
Okay. So he waits. So did you say that you say that you start sipping at the tea, or like I didn't quite catch that last part there.
Are you drinking the tea, Aki?
You see,
Okay,
Aiden,
it's a hard question.
We found a notice upon a bulletin board about a draconic creature of some description being seen near here, and the guards mentioned that you were the one who reported it in. So we were hoping you could provide us with a few snippets of information towards his whereabouts.
Ed,
Yes?
do you drink the tea?
Yes, of course. I'm sipping at it.
There.
Yeah. You notice Aiden is holding the tea, but waits until you start actually drinking it before he also takes a small sip of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a whole lot to say about it. A little over a week ago, I'd say. I was finishing putting my last kill on the handcar I've got when I heard a weird noise. It sounded like a bird screeching, but I've lived here long enough to know that whatever made that noise ain't no bird. And when I looked over, I saw this weird thing, difficult to see. It was like green in complexion, sort of It could have been a lizard, but it also looked way too big to be one. But it was skittering around a camp that a hunter had set up. It sort of walked around the camp and that sniffed at the shelter that had been set up on there. It wasn't a tent; it was like an actual wooden shelter. And then it ran into the woods nearby.
The woods nearby. Could you tell us where specifically that location would be? I mean, there are so many entry points to the woods.
I know that it's in the northeast area. That's where me and a handful of other hunters do our trade. This one was actually fairly close to the main road, actually. Just a little bit off it. It's about half a day's travel, maybe, at most.
Okay. Mev takes out the map and she actually starts, writing it down.
Yeah, Aiden sort of just points to the rough area of where it is. It's not a major forest, so it's not showing up on most maps. But it was around here, and so points to the part on the map.
Okay.
And there's... Do you notice any other strangeness or peculiarities? Perhaps a set of tracks you hadn't noticed before, or a certain uncaused deficiency in one of the certain animal groups, or strange markings on the trees, or...
I tend to... Most of my hunting's usually on the flatlands area, so... if the thing had tracks, I didn't check to see if they matched anything else. I got the hells out there once I saw it scuffle into the trees. Didn't even see if if that camp still had someone in there or not. If that was what we think it is, and it was a dragon, and that was just a baby, then the mama's got to be somewhere, surely.
Mev nods. We have one unusual question.
Yeah?
Did it look like it blended really well with the foliage?
Yeah, very much so, yeah. As I said, I saw it was sort of reptilian, it was green, and it had a tail of sorts. That's why I said it could be a dragon, but could also be a lizard.
Did the vine drake that we saw have a tail?
It did. However, at the same time, you also recall the distance that the vine drake is, or was,
I know it's
comparatively.
The distance, but I was thinking if there's one, there might be more.
You don't know?
Yeah. Mev looks at Aki with this kind of idea in her head of it might be that. But...
Yeah, Aki just goes... Yeah, Aki just sort of... Say, Your description bears striking similarities to something we've come across in the past. That instance, it was a... From what we could tell, it was a drake of... It was some dragon or a drake of some kind, but it seemed to be made out of the greenery itself. But that was many miles from here. But there could be a very small population of them around.
I mean, it could blend. When I say it blended well, it's because it had green scales. That's a thing. It matched the color and such. It'd be a lot easier if it was a different color, but.
But are you sure it was certainly was of a scaly, solid, lizard-like skin, rather than made out of as if you had bundled vines and roots into the shape of a dragon?
Yeah. 4 legs, scales, tail. That's the best I was able to get a look at it. It was sort of behind the shelter slightly, and I say, if I was a dragon, I ain't gonna fucking go near it.
Yeah. Nev nods an understanding. There any more additional information about this?
Like, in regards to the creature or someone else about the area?
I think we've got the creature down, but about the area, or maybe... You said you didn't see the hunter, right? Is there anyone that's gone missing?
No, but there's only a small amount of us that do hunting in the city, and even less of them do their hunting to the north. Most of them hover about near the Morag, more game there. I only know, including myself, 4 that hunts in that area.
And no one's disappeared and or ranted about dragons?
The only one that you could quote-unquote say disappeared is one that's currently out hunting right now. Well, there's 2 of them hunting right now, but one's probably going to be coming back soon. They left left to do their hunt about the same time I did.
And who are these people?
So the one that I know that ain't hunting right now is called Ion. He jumps between hunting and mining, so you'd probably find him in the ores magnet. There's Fur. She's new to the hunting game. She's the one that went out same time as I would. So she's probably gonna be back soon, if not already back. Then there's Ox. He's the one that left literally the same day I arrived.
I'm just typing this down.
Yeah. But then, on average,
So,
on average, how long does the hunting excursion take? Is it concerning they haven't returned yet?
No, not normally. It depends from person to person. Ox, for example, likes to spend a few weeks there. I tend to only spend maybe like a week tops. And Fur, I don't know. As I say, she's new to the hunting game. I haven't spoken with her much.
so you haven't gotten her average time?
I know that she, as I say, based on my thing, she tends to set off around the same time as another hunter and comes back maybe a few days, like a week and a half, I think was the last time. So she's probably already back, if not coming back soon. As I say, Ion's here, and Ox, he left a few days back.
Yeah, Mev nods. Alright. I think this will be helpful. Because if we can find Fur, we may be able to see if she's gathered any information since she went out at the same time.
She lives with her sister at the one of the inns down here.
Which inn?
Hole in Summit? I don't know. It's not one I frequent.
Hole in the wall?
No, I think that was the
I'm
brothel that
teasing.
used to be here.
Yeah.
I'm also teasing. He didn't actually say that.
Yes. Fucking. That's funny. Yeah, Mev nods, and she's just writing a few things down from that. Alright. And she puts her map away and everything. Then she looks at him. So, I am terribly curious on who you pissed off.
He just sort of just like, Aki. Mev, you do see Aki just suddenly just glare at you.
Mev is smiling away.
I tell you what, you still got those arrows over your shoulder there?
Yep.
Well,
Give them here.
I suppose that's not exactly information we
Mev,
need to know in entire
Mev
glory.
ignores Aki as he's babbling, and she
I
gives him the
imagine,
arrows.
That you haven't been able to. You haven't been able to step out from the confines of these walls.
Oh no, I've definitely been able to step out of the confines. Just, you know, you get threats, you have to be a bit careful. Apparently, I beat the shit out of somebody in a bar fight that I wasn't supposed to.
You say apparently.
Look, it was a bar fight. I was just swinging, alright? Probably I broke.
And who was this person that you apparently beat up?
I don't know, no one's fucking told me. They just said, oh, that person whose nose you broke, you shouldn't have fucking done that. They're gonna make things hell for you.
That seems kind of like an empty threat.
I mean, yeah, but when you got, criminals running about here, you also gotta take it with a grain of truth.
That's weird. Like, does he really not have that information?
Make an insight check.
Yeah.
He doesn't 100% know, but he has a inkling of it.
You seem to have an idea nonetheless. People don't just hole up.
So, drinks the last bit of the tea and places it down. Look, I'm just not saying anything because I don't want anyone else to get involved in this, alright? So I'm gonna tell you this. This is my problem to deal with, not yours.
Okay.
We have a group there's a criminal group here called the Ivy Reeds. They normally keep themselves.
Do I recognize this name?
You haven't heard the name, but you have heard of heavy criminal activity in the Reed district. You haven't spent a lot of time in Sangan, on your previous escapades, so you don't have a ton of information to go by.
Yeah, because it's pretty landlocked.
Yeah.
Alright. Yep.
Were you saying something there, Aki?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so might have pissed off the crime group. I'm hoping if I just keep quiet and keep safe, they'll forget all about me. They tend to leave us folk alone anyway.
Makes sense. I mean, it was just a bar fight. They'll probably forget about you.
Yeah, but the Ivy Reed have known to be a bit violent.
Petty?
Yeah. Petty and violent.
Mem nods in understanding. Alright. Does Aki have something to say? Because I heard him gear up.
Aki says, I apologize for the other probing question, but, has anything untoward actually happened to you since, or was it just the threat that made you into this self-imposed incarceration?
It's not incarceration. I've left the house plenty of times. It's just, keep looking over my shoulder kind of deal. No, nothing bad's happened yet.
And how long ago was this?
Before I went out on my last hunt.
So it's been some time, has it?
Yeah.
That'd be a couple weeks.
Yeah, but they've been known to hold a bit of a grudge on people.
Usually a month is a pretty good time to hole up. I can see why he's still here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning to go on a hunt again in a week's time or such, and hopefully by the time I'm back from that, and hopefully everything will blown over. I'm avoiding the bar at the very least that I went to.
What is the place that we're staying at called again?
The Impure Waters.
The Impure Waters, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Mev looks to him. Well, what was the bar?
It's a bit of a sort of a back alley bar, not really advertised. It's called the Drunkard's Waltz.
Drunkard's Waltz. Okay. Write that down, Aki.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm eating. All right. I guess we know which place to avoid for now. But I know you say that, this is kind of your problem, but if you do need any assistance, we're kind of known to not tolerate criminal shenanigans.
Right.
Indeed.
Right. Well, if I find my house burnt down and my family dead, I'll be sure to speak to you.
We are staying at the Impure Waters in case you need to, run in there and go, help, help.
So
Also, No, go on.
Sorry.
We are known for that, are we?
I've
Violent criminals.
yeah, I know that place. I've been there a few times.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've dealt with really bad violent criminals. Not, thieves are not violent usually. Before meeting your wife.
Add that question. It's like, thanks for the tea, but I think it's time for you to head off.
Oh my god! Cheater! Cheater!
Can I? Okay, just for my own curiosity, can I roll insight?
Go ahead.
I want to see if we hit a nerve. Hold on.
Maybe his wife worked at the Impure Waters. Maybe that's how they met.
Maybe, yeah. Where's Insiget? Insiget. Yeah.
25. And so basically, why are you trying to insight with him again?
Basically, seeing this comment about him possibly being, what do they call it? It's not infidelity. What's it called?
An adulterer.
That's it. Yeah. Cheating on his missus by going to the impure waters, and basically see how badly a nerve we may have touched by bringing up the impure waters.
You've struck a bit of a nerve. However, it's more of a case of the fact that your questions your questions are sort of getting into his personal life, and he is not appreciative of it.
That is fair.
Okay. Mev stands up, chugs the tea, and then slams it on the table, slides the cup to Aki.
I like to imagine Mev didn't touch the tea during that. She just chugged it all then. Yeah, and Aki goes, thank you very much for the information, Aiden. Tell you what, I presume that for providing the information, we'll be staying around here for the time being.
Are you asking that to him, or because it kind of trailed off there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Aki goes. Whatever rewards that we receive for either killing or scaring off this Drake you reported, I suppose it would only be right if a certain amount of the bounty would be slid in your direction. So, if or when we come, or if when we come back from our assignment, will you be in these neck of the woods?
I guess, yeah. I'm gonna give it maybe another week. Come out hunting for the week after, and then after that, yeah.
All right, superb. I guess for being the information dispensary, you will be liable to a cut, whatever we make. So I will hopefully see you soon.
Right. Okay then.
Hopefully your house isn't burned down. And Mev walks out.
Okay.
Aki collects up his kettle and stuff, and then he'll do a quick, he'll do a nod to Aiden and then walk out himself.
All right.
And then say to Mev, Mevele, I've known you enough. I've known you for a longer time now to know that there wasn't any intention behind that said, but perhaps leaving by saying I hope your house doesn't burn down may be a tad sinister to those who see danger around every corner, you know?
Is Kinley glaring at that guy because he might be cheating on his wife? Yeah. But, Mev... Mev looks to Aki. I know. She grins.
He has done.
He has done... What?
He made a drunken mistake. What would be the benefit to us if his whole life is burned to a cinder?
It's a joke. Ooh. It's funny.
Right. Well, the fellow was clearly on edge through most of that, and the last thing you're telling him is, wouldn't it be a shame if your house burns down? It just leaves on
That
the
isn't
sound.
what I said. I said I hope your house doesn't burn down. That is what I said. Completely different.
Yes, but perhaps he may have the inclination to think that you wouldn't have even mentioned a house burning if you didn't intend to either do it yourself or not prevent it from happening.
Listen, I think that guy knows if we wanted to kill him and or scare him, we would have done it when he let us, you know, in his house, armed to the teeth.
Is fair? I suppose yes.
If anything, I don't think he thinks we're dangerous. He thinks we're annoying.
I fear that's what. I fear that's the surface read that most people give us, isn't it?
Usually they find us annoying at first, and then we, like, help them, and then they're like, oh, hey, thank you!
For a second, I believed you were going to say, at first they find us annoying, but as time goes on, we get more and more irritated.
So, we could go and talk to Fur's sister. Or we could go see if we find Fur dead in the woods. What do you think we should do?
Well, part of me assumes that, in terms of finding Fur and their whereabouts, their sister would only be able to provide the same information as Aiden.
Probably yes.
So
All
perhaps,
right.
So perhaps we descend back into the morass and see if we can find some sort of trace of Aiden's creature, and of course see if we can hopefully find Fur safe and sound. After which we could deliver news, saviour or otherwise, to his sister.
Mev was staring at you all that time as you basically just, like, bullet point explain exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
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 And she, when you're finally done, she waits a couple seconds of like, is there more? Are you sure? Okay. And she nods.
Did she say that, or?
No, but you can read it on her face pretty well.
You do have a passive
Um,
insight of 18, technically.
That is very
yeah.
true. I do. Yeah.
So she nods, more so not in acknowledgement of like, yeah, you're right, but like, okay, yeah, you're done.
Okay.
And where is the shepherd herder? I know that you said to like the northeast is where the dragon kin was found. Where's the shepherd herder?
It is roughly to the north. Brain is confusing east and west again. Northwest.
Northwest, so kind of in the opposite direction, but actually getting to where Aiden pointed us would take half a day anyways.
Although I meant to say northwest as well for the dragon creature too. That is just me being me.
So they're both in the same direction.
Yes, though.
Watch it be that there aren't wolves eating the sheep.
It's gonna be the
Yeah, it's gonna be the dragon.
Tell you what, yeah, but we should visit the herder, shouldn't we?
Yeah, it'll take a long time to to get to the place where Aiden saw him anyways, so.
Yeah.
Alright. Mev will look to everyone. So, does anyone have anything else that they need to do here? I don't know, get rations, healing potions, things like that.
No, I'm quite alright.
Rations can be after.
And I suppose if we are going to popular hunting ground, we could find our own rations, couldn't we?
I suppose. I mean, I still have a ton in my bag. Like, she opens her bag and, like, a couple of rations just spill out.
For some reason, I was imagining Mev just opening a fountain of, like, Mars bars.
Yeah.
I was expecting Mev opening the bag and just a smell of decay and rot coming from it. It's like, oh.
They're rations.
They're
know. Preserved.
I know, but I just thought it was funny.
She kept ahead. Fucking, it's the bugbear dick again.
I was just thinking about the bugbear dick, yeah.
Yep. Well, radiums. Yeah. Alright. Then, since everyone else seems good to go, I guess we should get our cart? Yeah?
Yes, dear Crispy.
Dear Crispy.
Yeah, dear.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. He's too noble for this world.
Alright. We're gonna go ahead and, get Crispy in our cart and fucking... He's a... Fuck.
Kindling!
Oh.
How dare you?
Fucking... I want to get better looking gear for Crispy. I mean... Is he a warhorse? I think he actually is.
He's just a draft horse.
I'm sorry, say that again.
He's just a draft horse. He's just a regular over-the-mill horse.
Man, we got him from the fucking military. I guess he wasn't trained yet.
He was a cargo horse. He just carries stuff around, you know.
I guess.
I can't believe the fucking garrison gave a bunch of random people a shitty horse. No.
We were hauling, a not dead body, quote unquote. So, alright. Let's go ahead and head out.
Okay. So, I assume this time you leave via the Reed District as opposed to, through the middle path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Don't make much of a difference, just for flavor. So, You head over the wooden bridges that separate the various tributaries and rivers. I know I mispronounced that wrong. That feed through the city of Sangan, and head backwards the way that you came initially, towards where this shepherd and this potential draconic creature currently reside. And just because I know that, obviously Peach got the early bit and we're at the time that we normally are for the earlies, we'll take a 10-minute break at this point. Because I also need to fill my drink.
Woo.
If that's the case... You continue onwards for a majority of the day. At this point, when you set off, it was around just coming afternoon, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you head through the pathway, you sort of get to a point where you actually do have to go one direction or the other. The sheep herder is only about an hour or two away from the city, whereas the draconic creature was about half a day. So, it's basically a question there on which direction are you going?
We're going to the sheep herder.
The sheep herder.
We decided that before.
Okie dokie. I forgot to do one thing. So to rewind back, just to when you guys were about to set off, Marine speaks up.
Uh-huh.
Do you suppose that... Oh, 1 second.
Marine doesn't speak up.
Sand, because it's in between.
Marine says, "Do you think?" or whatever, and spontaneously combusts.
Yeah. Do you think? Unknown error.
Yeah.
It's a completely different voice.
Yeah. Fuck.
Just yeah. Honestly, I would kind of love to play Warforged that has just like that kind of functions in that way, the computer where he'll just randomly, like if he's asked to do too many things at once, it will just be like it will just it will just be, it's like so stupid.
That's fucking funny though.
Right. So Marine speaks up. Do you propose that we'll be gone for a while?
Probably at least a day or two. Why?
It occurs to me that we have weapons that are meant to be delivered very soon.
Yes.
So would it not be best if... What I'm asking is maybe I should wait here for the weapons, as I do have some things that I wish to do here as well.
I mean, if you want to do something, go ahead, but you don't have to wait for our stuff.
Well, I wanted to have a chat with the Archmage, and that's where our weapons are being delivered, so I thought, as you would say, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Mev looks to everyone else of like, what the fuck does this guy have to do with the Archmage? But she looks back to Marine. Yeah, I suppose you can do that.
Okay, I will make sure that we get our weapons, and I'll be here at the Impure Waters for when you get back.
Okay. Sure. Stay safe. Don't, combust.
Or get into any untoward mischief.
Mischief is not something that I'm good at, and with my composition, I don't believe that fire would be very effective on me.
Right.
But I won't tempt
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Mav hops in the cart. Are you sure you want to be alone?
I'm sure.
Okay. What's the rest of the group think?
Hold on, I'm just writing some notes. Oh yeah, he goes, Aki just goes, well, you are your own man, aren't you, Marine? You have, a certain amount of self-determinism, so if you wish to stay behind and see to your own needs, then by all rights, it wouldn't exactly be correct if we firmly put a roadblock in front of you.
I just saw this as an opportunity to ensure that we don't miss what we had paid for, while also getting answers for a few questions I have at the same time. I'll still be here though when you get back.
Alright then, Marine, you know what, if we should put something in place in case something goes disastrously.
Like what? We don't really have anything.
Well, if we don't go find Marine within, should we say, 5 days, he should try to find us or inform the guard about where we are.
Sure. If we don't reappear in a week, come looking for us and tell people that we may be dead.
Of course.
That's good?
Or we could just fucking bounce, I guess, yeah.
That's... Imagine if, we headed straight into the fucking Mirage. We're like, yeet! Oh. Alright. I guess we're getting... Yeah?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, it's Ed. Of course it's Ed. Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Right. Did I suddenly go?
You were the one that couldn't hear, so...
Oh, weird. That was very, very strange. I suddenly couldn't hear any of you. That was very weird.
Weird. Okay. Well, did you hear what I said about, Marine calling up the guard or something? If we don't come back in a week?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Alright. I was making a joke about how funny it would be if we just, fucking walked up into the Mirage.
That was... Oh, okay. I made that joke. How dare you?
You did?
We didn't hear you on that one.
Yeah. I said, tell people we're dead, and I just went, we might not be dead. We could just fucking just bounce when I was left.
I think that was when
That's what
your
I-
microphone was conking out.
Oh no.
Alright. So...
Yep, so then going back to the fast forward, so you're heading towards the sheep herder.
Yep.
Okay. It's not like it's hidden away, though it is off the beaten path, but there is sort of a dirt trail that sort of leads towards it. You pass by several fields in various stages of harvest, and you can sort of see a few paddocks with various like horses, cows, and sheep and such. It's a surprisingly large farm. And at the center of it all, you can see what looks to be a rather quaint little farmhouse, relatively large, but you can see most of it's more like storage buildings and everything. There's just like a small, like picturesque cottage in the middle of it all.
Very, very bucolic, gorgeous. Right, I will go up to the. Is there like a gate or anything, like a little fence or something we need to go over?
You'd pass through that nearer to the fields.
Okay, I will. Okay, Aki will go to like the main farmhouse and knock on the front door.
All right. The door opens relatively quickly, and you can see what looks to be a human female, maybe mid-20s. Her hair is sort of like tied up in a tight bun, while her cream dress, you notice there's a few stains on the front, which, from the smell coming from the building itself, appears to be food. Like food stains. Yeah, because you actually sort of like then notice that she's sort of like clearly chewing on something at the moment.
Yeah.
Good day, madam. I trust we haven't interrupted anything.
Depends on what you're bothering us for.
Well,
Why the fuck are you here?
Well, we found your notes on the bulletin board about animals murdering your livestock, and we were here to see if we can come to the bottom of what's causing it.
Then no, you weren't interrupting anything important. Then, if it's about that, yeah. I mean, what did it say on there? I wasn't the one that read it. My dad was. So.
Hold on. Has anyone got a copy of it? Did we take it off the notice board?
I don't think so.
Okay. Didn't have a good memory of what it said, because I don't. Or Tom, what did it say? What did it say, Tom?
It said, let me get it on here. Just got a lot of stuff there.
Pretty sure you talked specifically about wolves.
Yeah, it said wolves are attacking me sheep. Need people to kill the pack.
Yep.
Alright, okay.
You know, we should totally take one of the wolves and raise it as our own.
No.
I suppose if there's like a little pup or something, maybe.
No.
Is Mev not
Kindling likes dogs. You're not bringing back our magical dog.
Oh my god. Anyways, fucking, where did we leave off in the conversation?
Aki says, I believe the notice said that there was a pack of wolves and that you needed someone in to deal with it.
Yeah. Looks to be wolves anyway. It's a decently sized pack. I lost about 4 sheep in the past few days because of them.
Gosh.
Sorry.
It's alright. I guess, do you know where the last attack happened? Perhaps we could see if we can retrace their steps.
Yeah, it's so like indicates where so like a field where you can see the signs of several sheep, sort of just grazing them out. It's around over there. There's no discernible part where they sort of mostly hunt around. It's just that field.
Alright. We can start hunting.
Indeed. Thank you very
Alright.
kindly. You can. We'll leave you to your business then.
Alright, okay. Just let me know when you've dealt with it. She sort of closes the door before you finish answering.
Wow. What a lovely lady. Mev will head over to the sheep. And she actually, like, leans down, just kind of, like, look at one of them. Oh my gosh, aren't they so cute?
I'm guessing, is it the time of year where they've got their big coats?
Yes, because you are approaching.
Yeah.
You are essentially in October.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are delightfully fluffy this time of year.
These cattle animals are always so interesting to me to, like, whenever we're, like, out here in the fields, just see them, you know, in these big groups. Take one of the sheep and raise it as a wolf. For fuck's sake, Kinley.
But do you not, like for instance, when you're venturing through the oceans, do you not see packs of dolphins rippling through the water? I suppose the people around here, that would be as marvelous a sight as their livestock is to you.
I guess so. Also, it's pods, not packs. Duh. I thought you were supposed to be a druid.
Yes, I was going to say, but my immediate instinct was to say, yeah, I'm a druid, not a nerd. It was my instant reaction straight away. But that would be so out of character. He's a massive nerd, but like that's just.
No, it's simple. Just re-roll your stats so you have an intelligence score of 7.
There you go. Yeah.
And it's for Kinlan. Trying to poke into them, they do keep their distance from you. So you can't poke into one of them.
Okay. Freaking. I'm thinking. Alright. You guys should, you know, track? Look for things like that?
Hold on.
What am I holding on for, Aki?
I'm writing something, hold on.
Ah, I see. If that's the case, Mev, as she's talking, will rummage through her bag because Anna is a little fucking pain in the ass. And I would like to use my little bag of tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Try and summon something.
Okay, it's the grey bag, isn't it?
I think so, yes.
One sec, I'll be able to tell just by looking at the bag of tricks. It is the grey bag of tricks that you've got.
Yep.
So roll a d8 for me.
Roll a d8.
Two. Okay. So, you reach into the bag and pull out a little fuzzy ball, just like you had initially. This, whereas the other one was more of a greyish, this one's slightly more brown. And you sort of like flick it, it sort of floats away a small bit due to the wind and lands. There's a puff of smoke, and you sort of open your eye. You sort of like, as the smoke clears, you see a figure into it. It is much smaller than the direwolf that you had spawned previously. It has a long, pointed snout with a little nose and little whiskers, and maybe about 2 feet tall. It has a lot of fur barring its tail, and it sort of occurs to you that this is a giant rat.
A giant rat. Yep.
Yay.
I told you.
Oh,
Rats
fucking,
of unusual size, I don't think they exist.
fucking. Mev leans down. Hello.
To sort of
How
like,
do you just look, you little chubby boy?
yeah, it's just sort of like got its front paws on your hand. It's just like sniffing around your hand.
I will take out some rations and feed it.
Okay, it very quickly eats it.
What should I call you? I think I'm going to stick with the fruit names. She thinks for a minute. Does anyone have any suggestions?
Do you want in character or out of character suggestions?
Either or.
How about damson?
What?
A damson? You don't have damsons where you're from?
What is that?
They're like these little fruity, plummy berry things. They're delicious. It's sort of like a slightly different sort of shaped, little bit sweeter plum. Yeah, they're delightful. I used to have them cut up as a child.
So they're weird, fancy plums.
Surely, you must be aware by now that pretty much everything associated with me is both weird and fancy.
Yes. Okay, we can go with plum.
Not quite what I said, but alright. Good little name of that.
Fucking. Not quite what I said. Boo hoo. Fucking. Mev, holds, Plum's little fucking rat hands. Okay, so. I know that this may sound a little bit scary, but I need you to see if you can sniff out any dogs. Like wolves. Okay?
So like gives a. You assume it's a nod. You hope it's a nod.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Alrighty. Let me just get the stats up for a giant rat to see if it's got anything in regards to.
It should have advantage with scent.
It has on perception checks.
I swear to God, if Meb just started like shouting at the rat, "Did you kill these fucking wolves?"
So the giant rat does have advantage on perception checks that rely on smell.
Ooh.
Okay.
But for like tracking something, this would be more of a survival check or a nature check.
Okay.
Which has nothing in any of them, so it would just be a straight. Do I even require intelligence though? As the modifier?
For a perception check?
No, for survival or nature. Or specifically more survival than anything.
Survival is wisdom.
Okay, yeah, that's just a straight D20 roll for Plum.
It would have been the same as mine, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Plum sniffs around, but as a rat, he's more accustomed to sniffing out food than he is sniffing out a pack of wolves.
Nice. Okay. So does he just come back and he gives me a little rat shrug or whatever?
He sort of just comes back to you and just sort of sits down, lies down, just sort of like looks up at you.
Oh, you're a lazy boy, aren't you? It's okay, you tried. And Mev gives him another little bit of food.
Yep.
And she looks to the rest. Well? Come on, Kindling, Aki. You guys are like the ones that find things.
Thinking of my options. What are animals that have keen smell?
Well, remember, that's perception, not
bollocks.
survival.
Oh, it is percent. Okay.
Yeah, because
I think.
Plus, it won't change your wisdom score. So.
Yeah. But it just gives you. It would give me advantage on perception, wouldn't it? But it wouldn't change it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really, you're better off just looking with your survival.
Yeah, I'll use my fucking boring humanoid bipedal eyes to see if I can find any sort of in amongst the sheep. Hopefully, not too badly trodden by them. Any sort of any like wolf tracks or like a splatter of like a few dots of blood if they're dragging a sheep away, or
maybe
like,
if the sheep seem terrorized.
Why doesn't he just talk to the sheep?
That's true.
I don't think we've got talk to animals prepared.
I thought you did when you when we had leveled up.
We had this conversation.
Kindling apparently can do it as a ritual.
Nice.
No, I have speak to plants, so I can talk to the grass very easily.
I mean, you can certainly try with the plants. Just keep in mind for both the animals and the plants that they will only remember things up to 24 hours.
That is true, yeah. Stupid.
It's my favorite thing when Brad has, like, a puzzle or something, and I'm like, I talk to the rats. What do you mean you talk to the rats? Well, someone came in here, you know, like a day ago, which means that it's viable.
And then he quietly reminds you that rats are dumb as shit.
Oh yeah, no, I have to be very, very specific with my questions.
I mean, I usually put that 24-hour thing to certain exceptions, because, you know, like the whole, you know, elephants never forget kind of thing. You know, some creatures are better at remembering more than 24 hours, so...
But yeah, go ahead, you guys.
Yep, do whatever harebrained scheme it is that you want to do.
I'll do what. I don't know. Okay, yeah. I mean, while I wait, how can Kindling cast talk to animals?
His subclass.
Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, I'll see if I can find tracks while Kindling. I guess you can try talking to a sheep. Just like traces of wolf presence and see if I can figure out if they're leading anywhere.
Okay, make a survival check, Aki.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Give me 10 minutes.
There's ritual spells for you. They're great if you've got 10 minutes to spare.
It's just kind of funny where like how it's just like we're all doing things, but there's Kindling just off staring into the middle distance.
It makes me think of like Dragon Ball Z Bridge, where it's like, can you do anything? Well, I've got this one thing, but you'll have to keep him busy. Okay, for 5 minutes. It's like, this dragon's kicking our ass, what can we do? Well, I know this one spell, but I just need to keep him distracted. Okay, that should be for 10 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
14. You are able to find some dry blood near to one of the fence posts.
Okay.
But with a 14, you're tracking stuff that's maybe half a day old. So it's rather difficult. You have a rough idea of the direction they've probably gone into, but you can't be too sure.
Can I have another go and see if I can pick up a trail from the fence post.
Okay, DC will be a bit higher, but sure.
20.
20, okay. You are able to ascertain where the tracks are. You're still not 100% sure, but you're a lot more confident than you were previously.
With a 20?
Yes, because it's already got a high DC because it's stuff that's half a day old. And, yeah, the DC also went up because you immediately did another one of the same checks. In this time, Kindlin, you finish your ritual. So you now can speak with animals. For, I think it's an hour?
Yeah.
10 minutes. Oh.
Oh.
This birdie's got a fly.
I know there's some people that are going to be absolutely waiting for this. Hello!
Yay.
Oh, you mean Margaret. She was a lovely lamb. Those big brown and black furballs picked her up and moved her over there. So, indicates towards where Aki is. Oh, it was when we were sleeping. It was a rather rude awakening. I have no idea how I'm able to do this. But I'm not too sure. Usually it's a lot of panicking when they come through. My name is... What is it that the two legs called me? Vanessa, I think?
Oh, hi, Vanessa.
Or was that the one that died with Margaret? I'm not too sure. Make a persuasion check, Kindling. 15. Oh, if you insist. It feels very fluffy. There's not really many that are near you. Those that are just sort of grazing. Oh. I'm not too sure about Aki because I think he's busy with the tracks. I don't know about everyone else.
I mean, to be fair, can't you just sort of assume that Aki's always hearing you?
Oh yes, but your attention is elsewhere at the moment.
No, yeah, I'm also sort of trying to find where the other sheep have gone. Well, what sort of information did you get from it? Ah, lovely name. As in, sort of. So, did Vanessa go over here of her own volition, or was she taken?
Kinlan said her name was Margaret.
Sorry, Margaret. Sorry. Delightful. All right. That may be all they know. Just thank it for its time, and then come and join me over here. I may have something.
You're welcome, Two Legs. Okie dokie. So, what's everyone else doing then during all this?
I think I was watching Kindling fucking talking to a sheep.
I'm guessing it was
Fascinated.
I'm guessing because all Mev is hearing is just Kindling going, okay, so what happened next? And the
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'll follow, Kindling and Aki if they've found something. But it's just, Mev's just been watching the whole time, like, Kindling talking to this fucking sheep.
Crab walking through the flock of sheep.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. So you all reconverge around Aki then?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, Mev looks at Aki. Well, what did you find?
Well, tracks leading to this post here and a confirmation of ill fate. Like, you see this splatter of blood here on the fence post.
Mev looks to where he's pointing. Can I tell how old the blood looks?
I'd say since it's involving blood, I'd make a medicine check.
Oh, come on. It's fucking blood. It's either red or brown. Then you can tell.
Yeah, I mean, it's... At the very least, it sure as hell ain't fresh.
Fucking... Is it dried? Is it coagulating?
I would seriously, if it was just like, if Mev just sort of turned around and said, "Come on, Aki, that's clearly raspberry juice."
Fucking hell.
So, you can at the very least tell that this isn't, like... The sheep definitely bled more than this. As you can see, clear signs that it's sort of, like, been wiped off. And what remains is, like, a few little speckles here and there, which is sort of dried up at this point. It hasn't started going brown yet, but it's...
Alright.
I would say it's fairly recent, but you won't be able to ascertain much more beyond that.
Yeah, Mev looks at it. What the fuck tries to wipe away blood off a goddamn fern?
Well, what do you mean? Perhaps, well, especially if you don't have hands, carrying a whole live wriggling sheep is quite cumbersome. Perhaps it just knocked against it.
I guess. Just seems like there should be more blood about you know. Maybe it's a werewolf. Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Werewolves, not swearwolves.
Swearwolves.
It's werewolves.
Ah.
I love that film.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah,
So-
that was stupid on me. I just sort of... I don't know. My brain just went somewhere, and I think I've been hanging around some friends too much.
We're referencing a movie.
Ah!
What we do in the shadows.
See, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I can't have chips. What am I gonna do?
For fuck's sake. So, Mev looks to Aki. Well, is there any more? Did you find the trail, maybe? If there's blood here, there has to be blood, leading somewhere.
Where, like, what can I see, like, in, like, the immediate, like, direction, like, would I be able to, with like, my crazy good, like, perception, intelligence skills in general, wisdom skills in general, would I be able to like, ascertain like the direction of like how the blood splatter is, and like figure out if like there's like a direction it's going?
So, as in, like...
Or that until another roll?
Like, what was it that you're trying to do again? Sorry, that just...
Basically, I'm trying to figure out just from like the direction of the blood splatter and how it formed. Like, if I can tell just from that, if they're if they're going in a certain direction.
So...
No, that's really hard to do. No, sod that entirely. Was there no other trace of a wolf massacre?
Are you asking if there's a blood trail?
Yes, I'm looking for it. Yeah, there we go. Is there a blood trail?
Should just say, where's the blood trail? But no.
Aki be Aki.
Yeah.
So there is indeed a blood trail that you can see. It does sort of vanish after a certain point, but you assume that's just because of the foliage and everything. You can make another survival check to try and follow it.
Hell yeah. Anyone want to help?
I mean, sure. I'll give you advantage. My thing's nothing, so.
Come on, we're all 20. I'll be your friend. There we go. Advantage. $25.
25. Jesus. You very much can see sort of like the blood trail and clearly signs of something that's been dragged through. There's like I say, just due to the length of time, it has sort of faded a little bit, but anyway, with 25, you can very much follow that trail.
Alright. Hunting for some sheep.
Or the wolves that eat the sheep.
The elusive sheep. I hear they travel in packs. Yeah, Aki will just start following the blood trail.
Okay. And what's happening with Plum as well?
Oh yeah.
I'm carrying Plum's fat ass.
Okay, as I say, this is a giant rat, so it's rather big.
I said carrying his fat ass.
Okay, just making you aware. It is classified as a small creature, so gives you an idea of scale.
Problem, thank you.
Alright. So. It's not that big. It's like maybe the size of a small cat.
Oh.
Okay. I thought a big cat, but okay.
Well, I don't know. You're the cat expert here, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know how small a small cat is.
Like you talking a kitten? Or like
No, not a kitten. Like it's like the size of a fully grown cat.
Fully grown cat, yeah. No, I'd say a fat cat.
If that's, I mean, it's your familiar question mark. So I don't make the rules for that. You can.
Whatever. I'm carrying him, and I can carry him.
Yep, very much so.
He's my little stinky baby.
Although with your strength
Yep.
score, you probably could have carried Lemon too.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so you begin to trek through the various bits of foliage. It's more difficult to follow the trail as it goes, as you sort of notice like various tufts of wool that's just sort of been ripped off. You then spot like a heavily chewed and like eaten leg of a sheep. Flies sort of already like converge and are starting to, dig into the meal and everything. Until eventually you get to what appears to be like one of the small forests that pocket mark this area of Karmora.
When we find the sheep leg, I will just look over and glare at Kindly. What's he doing?
Why are you glaring at him?
Yeah, what do you do?
In case he makes a move for it, you know? Or he thinks like, oh, there you go, dinner.
Yeah? Wow, how judgmental. Think he's gonna eat a rotting sheep's leg? Why?
No.
Because he's a cat?
No,
I
because
see how it is.
No, because I know him and we killed a bunch of goblins at one time, and it's like, hey, look, I'll fry them up. They'll taste nice.
They
Come
were
on.
fresh. That is true. Havelock is the one that eats the really weird shit.
Oh, that's true.
Uh,
To be honest, I think they both encourage each other to eat weird shit.
yeah. Alright, so... do we see any animals nearby?
So you've sort of spotted a few like creatures here and there, not like anything particularly big per se.
Mm-hmm.
So like there are obviously creatures around, but and like you see like various birds flying overhead, etc. But you don't see.
So, it's not like unusually cleared out?
No, there's still
Okay.
like a few animals here and there, but it's the more smaller ones. Like you see the odd field mouse, for example.
Okay.
You see several birds and everything.
Okay. Yeah, then, what do you think we should do? Should we continue on?
Hold on,
Keep
let's
going?
Something quickly. I guess I see no reasons to stop. Should we just get to the end of this?
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, is
Yeah.
no one's injured or tired or?
I think we're all fine.
We're all good, aren't we?
Yep, we all have our juice boxes. Let's go.
Hell yeah! Has everyone got a buddy?
I mean, there's 4 of us.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, good stuff.
Alright, let's go. Do we have to roll, like, another check? Or?
Yeah, because now you're going from just following the trail to actively like searching within the forest.
Alright, go ahead, Aki.
It's always me.
Because you're the druid and you have a 5 to survival.
That's true.
You should be happy you get advantage.
Oh, have I got advantage?
Yeah.
They're helping you. Oh, well, no potential
Thank
25. 24.
What? 24. Yeah.
Yeah, I said it was a potential 25, but it was 24. Right, so it becomes a bit more difficult to hunt it, to hunt the down the wolves, mostly just because at this point you've sort of oh right, okay. Just say, why's there a blue square that showed up on the roll 20? It was Yana. So that made me lose my train of thought there. So you begin to head through the forest. It's relatively plain sailing, with the occasional, like, bone or tuft of wool and such that's remaining from the sheep. Until eventually you reach a point where there's just what remains of the sheep's corpse. It's been mostly eaten entirely through, and there's only a few bits like on its flanks and its legs and its head. There's just wool everywhere from where they had
Poor wretch.
where they'd just eaten into it. But with a 24, you do see among the mess of like dried blood and just like tracks of them moving. You do see sets of tracks leading away.
Okay.
Margaret, I take it?
That doesn't look like a Margaret. That looks like a dead.
No, a Margaret isn't a state of being. It's someone's name.
You mean... Alright, Kindling was talking to the sheep person.
Oh, is that her name?
Vanessa?
Yeah, that was the sheep that he was talking to. The sheep that died's called Margaret.
Mev doesn't know that.
Oh, right. I thought you were saying it as Peach, not as Mev.
No, Mev doesn't know that. Okay. Huh. Weird. Okay. Very, very normal names for, pack of sheep.
Well, the sheeps are designated names by their owners. Perhaps the owners aren't all that imaginative. If you owned a sheep,
Yes.
what would you call it?
If I owned a sheep, what would I call it?
Would you stick
Mev.
with your fruit-based naming system?
Mev thinks about it. If I did stick with my fruit names, I'd probably call it Lychee.
That is a delightful name. And so's Cream Puff, although a tad on the nose.
Cream Puff would be very cute.
I'd call mine Keith.
Looks at you. I thought that you would pick like a really, really long name,
Why? Because my speech is usually incredibly unbearably loquacious?
Yes, like that. Like you would call a sheep loquacious. Loquacious? Loquacious.
Does that mean what I think it means? Hold on.
Although, to be fair, I haven't heard many people named Keith before. It'd be a good name. It's different.
I just expected, something like Francesca
Or
from
Salazar-
Aki.
Or Salasarius.
I just asked for their name. That's true. They might come with a name. That's fair.
Well, I mean, I suppose if we're able, we maybe could ask Plum if it had a name before you gave it the name Plum.
Plum didn't exist until I brought him into existence.
Oh, you got it from that strange bag of yours.
No, Aki. I just picked up a giant rat and called it my fat man Plum.
I don't know, do I? You may have done.
Congrats on being a mom now. Ah, fucking. Anyways. Where are the wolves? Give me some fucking wolves.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, and then Aki sort of goes, well, our future pets to one side. Here, I think there's a wolf print over there.
Alright, come on, let's find it. I'll pop out for a second. I have to put my shoes on, so.
Okay. Alrighty. So, you follow the wolf tracks. They sort of part and converge again. It's almost like the wolves might have been trying to either find a place to sleep or to potentially see if there was any other game that they could hunt. Eventually, again, because you rolled really fucking high, they sort of veer off in a sort of westernly direction. Yes, westernly direction. I'm not confusing the two here. At this point, Aki, with your perception, you then spot them. They're currently sleeping near a fallen log in sort of the main, like, central part of the trees, sort of being sheltered from the sun.
Okay.
This would be a really good time for an ambush.
Yes. Quiet and keep your head down. We have options to play with here. We can either enter into a fight, cause bloodshed, or we might be able to scare them off.
We were tasked to kill them, Aki.
But I thought we were tasked to stop them from eating their sheep. So if we give them a frank.
They specifically said kill them.
You could turn into a lamb. We can give you a slight wound and draw them out. Surprise attack in their own territory.
That's not really what we're debating, though.
I know, it's just a suggestion.
I had a plan to perchance transmogrify myself into a bear and try to stake my claim as being part of my territory, and hopefully scare them off that way.
That just means they're going to find somewhere else to sit nearby, and then they're going to kill more sheep. This isn't what we came to do.
Of course, but all right. Blood must be shed, then it must, I suppose. Right, you're more the martial type than me. How do we go about this?
They're sleeping right now, so turning you into a lamb and injuring you seems kind of unnecessary and, frankly, just harmful to you. So we should just try and get the jump on them.
Thank you for your kind consideration.
I mean, we kill a couple and, maybe we'll do like half and half. If they run away, we won't chase after them. And that'll be enough to, like, scare them or at least quell the numbers.
Alright.
I can try and shatter the cave from above. Or at least try to get it to collapse. That might be quick.
Tom,
Yes?
from looking at them sleeping, am I able to figure out, like, just by looking, like, who looks like the biggest and strongest wolf?
So I know what you're referring to on that one. For the record, the whole,
It
like...
doesn't happen in nature, but whatever.
Yeah. You see two wolves that look relatively, like, large in size. In fact, it's probably best if I just drag us over to here.
Right.
So...
Battle map.
So this is where you guys are. And in terms of where the wolves are... So you can see, and let me just check to make sure I get the right number here. Okay. So you see, there is one there. One there. for one there. Next one. And then you see, sort of nearer to the back, 2 much bigger wolves.
Okay. Mev looks to Havelock. There's no point in shattering them. That may not kill them instantaneously, and that may not kill them. You know, like... That isn't a guarantee.
Well, let's just do something. We're just waiting around out here.
We were talking about it. Mev, looks at the wolves and, you know, since Havelock doesn't want to sit here, and discuss, we will... How far away are these guys? Let me just... Yeah, okay. Got it.
60 to 70. 5 feet. 80 feet.
I'm not very stealthy in the first place. Cause fuck me.
You could be.
I'm not very stealthy in the first place. So, I will head over here. I have a -2. Thank you.
Plus heavy armor.
Would you like an 8 then?
Yeah, plus heavy armor. I will try to get over here.
Okay. So if you're going to go quietly, then make a stealth check.
Oh,
It's your favorite.
yeah.
He's giving you passive out trace, so a +10.
That'll be good. I need it. Oh, wow. I really need it.
So that is a 9.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus, criminy Christmas. Okay.
There you go. What were you saying, Aki?
Okay, Kinlan also make a stealth check.
I do have to, like, leave, though.
Yeah? Do you want us to finish it at this point?
You can finish or wait for whatever. I assume you'll have a stop at initiative.
Yeah, we'll just get to
Alright.
this final little bit. So
Then I will roll my initiative, so you just put me up there. Then I have to go.
okie dokie.
Alright, see you guys.
See ya.
Ah! Okay, where would I be? Yeah, I'll be in the back somewhere, sort of secluded in the brush.
Well, it's just
that
from when
no
the
fuck
initial
is
well, it's just the initial roll.
Oh yeah, it has to be within 30 feet of me, I think, to work, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, ace, nice. Look at you go, look at you guys go, you're all so sneaky.
Okay.
Hey, Dada.
Yes, he is. Okay. So, I assume Aki's going to be standing around here or something like that to be within range for passive out trace. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as Mev is sort of like trying to shift one of the branches, it breaks off with an audible crack, and you watch as like the initial walls like just sort of like like lift their heads up. Still a bit groggy, but just waking up. And as they sort of like notice, unfortunately, you don't get a attack right off the bat, which actually in this situation is good, given that Peach had to go. But I would like the three of you to roll initiative.
Yay.
So that we can have this for tomorrow. I'm just waiting on you for you. There we go. Okay. So, why did it not add turn? And you know what I'll have, because they're technically two separate things. Okay, I'll just do these two for them. And for you guys, it's the exact same. And they get that. Okay, so as the wolves begin to wake up and you prepare to take on the pack, that's what we're going to call it for this session.
Lord.
Yeah, session complete.